Today is Thursday, October 20th, and welcome to another episode of CGTV. I'm Mike Kyle, CGN's content manager, and Chris and Logan threw a little curveball at me this morning, and I will be running the show today. So from behind the camera, now we're in front. How is everyone doing? Drop a hashtag live or a hashtag replay, depending on when you are listening. Let's see who is here at noon, at lunch, if you're on the East Coast, or early in the morning to start your day on the West Coast. Let me make one adjustment here. Cool. So I have a really awesome CGTV planned for everybody. I've been getting this question a lot, and I actually screenshotted it, so let's pull it up. This was, whoops, wrong thing there. There we go. This has been a request that I've heard from several people, and Julian Reed, one of our clients, finally just said, like you need to do this. So his comment on a recent post in one of our other groups said, matter of fact, I would love to see a walkthrough of Mike brainstorming a piece of content, creating that piece of content, editing it, and publishing that piece of content. Maybe in different formats, long form video, short form video, real story, etc. I would imagine this would be like an hour-long video, but it's one I'd probably pay to watch. An hour going him through would save me an unimaginable amount of time on my own. So Julian, we're gonna do this one for you, my man. This I'm really excited about because I think that there's this notion that creating content takes a very long time. And maybe at first it does, but this is something that once you get into the flow and rhythm of, and you get over that initial learning curve, it's going to take you 30 minutes to actually create content for the entire week, and then you're done. So my goal here is to be able to create 5 pieces of content in, at this point, 56 minutes or so. We're gonna try and get out of here at 1 o'clock, and if we're able to get out of here sooner, that's just going to illustrate the point even better that this can be done in a very quick and streamlined manner. So this is going to be very interactive. If you're here, we got Franklin, we got Brian, we got Conrad. Hello, how are you guys doing today? If I'm looking this way, I got chat pulled up here. I got my phone on this side as well. This is going to be super interactive in a very, very different style of CGTV. That's going to be basically the equivalent to a live training, and just kind of giving some of my insights on this as well. So let's jump screens here. Let's see if I set this up the right way. Cool. So you can see we got the phone right here. We're going to be using this. But before we do anything, let's jump here. That's going to look awkward for a second. Cool. Okay. As we're doing this, and let me actually, I apologize. Let's pull this here. We got some live editing going. Perfect. Cool. So in order to create efficient systems when it comes to content, brainstorming is going to be your best bet. And it's specifically what we call batch producing, which is what we're going to be doing here today. Batch producing content is basically creating all of your content in a week during a single session. So that could be creating all of your Instagram posts of the week, all of your TikToks, all of your Facebook posts, or all of them at the exact same time. This is a method that I use here, specifically with our podcast, where I'll take one podcast. For example, Logan just did one with Matt Heiner of Heiner Landscaping or Heiner Outdoor. And I just went through early this morning and created about 8 or so different pieces of content from that one podcast. But I'm going to show you how to do it kind of on the spot, and this is a tactic that I've done with Logan as well, and I believe that we knocked out 35 pieces of content within an hour. So it's really effective, and this is the best way to do it, just to kind of get ahead of content every single week so you're not worrying about it or stressing about it every single day. And then last caveat here, brainstorming content is awesome, but it's an absolute waste of time if you do nothing with it. So that's one thing, that's a pitfall that I see a lot of people have. I've had it myself included, where we spend an hour brainstorming content or 20 minutes, and then nothing ever happens to it, and then you pretty much just wasted that amount of time. So when it comes to brainstorming content, one of the things that I ask myself is, what's going on this week? What if it's the end of the week? It's what were the conversations that I had this week? What were some of the more common things that I heard? What was a conversation that I overheard Chris or Logan having with a client? What was Allie's conversation with the client? What have we been talking about when it comes to the coaching calls we've been going through? Or if it's the beginning of the week, what do I have going on? What project am I on? Do I have any scheduled sales calls? What were the objections that I'm hearing? Things like that, really just to get myself in the headspace, because the best content you can make is the content, or I guess are the objections or questions that you get over and over and over again. So that's really how I structure my brainstorming sessions. So first off, asking that question of what is going on this week. So my goal here is we're going to try to create 5 pieces of content. And I'll zoom in on this as well. There we go. Cool. So what's going on this week? For me, one of the things that I've been hearing as I've been running more and more of these calls is, how often should I post? Let's see, another one is going to be, what platforms should I be focusing on? A third, what kind of posts should I make? And actually, for fun, I'm going to go grab Greg to see what some of the things that he's been hearing as he's been talking to some of our clients over the past week. So give me 10 seconds here. Gregory, I need you. All right. So we got Greg here.
What's up, everyone?
There you go. Can you wanna? Oh. There, I got you. Here we go.
Where am I looking?
You're looking here.
Okay.
You're looking here. All right. Greg, what are some of the more social media oriented questions that you've been getting from clients over the course of the past few weeks or so?
How often should I post? What platform? A lot of it short form content.
Okay.
So Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts. What to include in those? How to be engaging? How long they should be? And more of just like ideas on what kind of content that should look like.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, is that it?
That's all I needed.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Yep. Welcome back. So we're going to take what Greg said, and we're going to do, how long should my post be? And the reason that I just brought Greg in is because that is another resource that you can leverage, is your own employees. If you have a project manager that's talking to your homeowner all the time and just kind of dealing with different objections or issues maybe on the job site, they have so much information in their head that is content that you don't know about. Literally today, I had a call with Chris early in the morning, and I just asked him, I said, what's going on? What are you hearing? What's kind of going on within all of your sales calls from the past week? And he told me that people are having embarrassment about their current website. People are struggling with selling and sales right now. The boom is potentially over compared to the past few years. And so now I know, all right, these are different content pieces that I can focus on. I'm going to go shut that door real quick, so give me 1 second. You got it? Thank you. All right, so we got 4 pieces of content. And let's go with one more here. How long should my post be? And then let's go. I kind of want to do like I think this last one could be how to use content in sales. Parentheses, assignment selling. So, all of that. We have 5 content ideas. When we just started this exercise, it was 12:04. It's now 12:12. Therefore, It took us 8 minutes to brainstorm 5 pieces of content, and 30 seconds of that was talking to Greg. So you can pretty much, it works. It's very, very efficient. This is literally what my brainstorming process is. It is nothing fancy. It's nothing high-end. It's nothing overly extravagant. It's what's going on this week. What have I heard? What are prospects saying? What are the questions that we're getting over and over again? And then we make content out of it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to jump over. We want this, we want that. We're going to blow this back up. Hang on. There we go. Cool. So now we got my phone here on this side of things. Actually, before we go any further, let me get chat pulled up here. Are there any questions after that first part? Again, like brainstorming to me is so easy. And maybe it's just because I've been doing this for a long time, so I don't want to state how easy or oversimplify how easy it actually is. And let me hide this. So I don't want to overstate like how easy it actually is, but you guys are the experts in your space, and because of that, you have all the opportunity in the world to educate your clients based on the knowledge that you currently have. So that is where a lot of my content actually comes from, is being able to just communicate and relay information from the brains of our heads as the experts, as the marketing experts, over to the contractor. So now that we have our list, let's keep going. So we'll pull the iPhone back up here. And then just for ease and just not to make this too difficult, I'll hide this camera and I'll slide this one over. So I do apologize for all the blackness on the screen right now. All right. So we got our content list, we got the camera here, and so the way that my camera is currently set up is I'm leaving some headroom above because I can always crop in if I need to, but also I love using text on all of our video posts, I should say. Always there's gonna be like some form of headline text here, and if you don't have headroom, you probably have like chest to stomach room, and that's where I also put text as well. But the way that this camera is set up as well as the tripod, we're just gonna leave this nice headspace here because I think it creates a really cool opportunity to just make text nice and easy to read, and it's not competing with the graphic on my sweatshirt or anything. So we got our questions. Now, being on camera, what we're going to really look for here is just provide simple answers, simple solutions to people's problems. Because they ask you answer, they got questions and you got answers as the expert in your space. And what I really want you to try and do here is put yourself into my shoes right now. The examples I'm using are based off of my skill sets, which is going to make me super comfortable when it comes to actually having the confidence to answer them in a video form. If you're talking about something that you don't know, your voice is going to get shaky, you're going to get all shaky and fidgety. It's not going to be a good look and you're not going to come across as professional, which is why when we create video scripts or testimonial scripts or anything of that sort, we always make sure to put you in a box that you're comfortable in. So you're never speaking out of place, which is why instead of brainstorming questions that were more contract related to like how much does a kitchen remodel cost, what's your timeline look like, what's your process of working with you, which are all answers that I don't know any of that stuff. So I'm not going to make a video talking about it, but what I am going to make videos about is going to be these 5 things. So, and actually just to just to make this better as well, if we take this, we'll slide this here, we'll take, why is that doing, there we go. Does this work? I feel like this works better so you can actually see the list and I have a better angle of the list as well. So, the first question that we're gonna go through is how often should I post? So let's hit record here. A question that we get all the time from contractors is how often should I post on social media? And the short answer is as often as humanly possible. We understand that you have a ton of other issues going on right now in your business, but the biggest way that people are going to find you is through social media. And at the absolute minimum, what we recommend is 1 time per week, just to make sure that you're actually being able to stay consistent and check that box while giving yourself the most opportunities to be seen by your ideal client. And that's it. That video was 35 seconds. So we'll stop this. We'll go to the next one. All right, the next question is, what platform should I be focusing on? A very common question that we get from contractors when they're just starting off in social media is, what platform should I be posting on? There are 4 that we recommend. Number 1 is going to be Facebook, because it's a really great place to focus in on your ideal client. The second one is going to be Instagram, because it's a very visual industry for a lot of our contractors that are doing visual work. Number 4 is going to be TikTok, because TikTok is absolutely booming right now, and it's a great way to grow your online presence with 0 following. And the 4th is going to be YouTube, because YouTube's going to give you the opportunity to showcase complete project profiles and project walkthroughs of the work that you've completed. And there we go. That video was 50 seconds long. And if you mess up, it's fine. It's totally cool, because you can edit out any mistakes, or if they're short videos like this, you can literally stop recording and start again. You're not going to be perfect. If you notice there, I actually had one little fumble early on, but you just keep going and you just understand that perfection in content is hard initially, and that's why you can actually edit it out later and nobody knows the difference, or nobody even cares, because everybody makes edits. All right, question number 3. What kind of post should I make? When contractors are starting off in social media, one of the things that we see that really hinder them is they don't know what kind of post to make. So we recommend 4 different video types for you to start creating content. Number 1 is basic FAQs. What are the common questions that people ask regarding the work that you do? Take those questions and answer them one by one. Number 2 is going to be client testimonials. You want to really show and there we go. See, there's another edit. So you really want to show and highlight the work that you've done, but overall the excitement that your client has had while working with you. Their experience, was it easy? And really be able to tell their story through a client testimonial. It's going to get more people bought in to you and your business. And the 3rd is going to be about us or meet the team videos. Every company has a story, so does every employee, and these videos are really going to humanize you and your company and actually build some trust between you and a prospect who's never even spoken to you before, that you are the right person for their job. And there we go. That's another one down. Question number 4 is going to be, how long should my post be? How do I want to start this one? Okay. More and more social media platforms are switching over to videos with very different requirements. Yeah, I want to go with that route. All right. More and more social media is pushing video, and every platform has different social media requirements. So what do we recommend for how long your post should be? Well, we recommend that your post should be about a minute in length, because consistently across the board, every platform is going to fit that mold. Facebook Reels will be under a minute, Instagram Reels will be under a minute, YouTube Shorts will be under a minute, as well as TikTok. And as people's attention spans become shorter and shorter, you really need to be able to pack a punch in a quicker amount of time. There we go. That one was solid. I didn't like that too much, but it's fine. It gets the point across. And then lastly, how to use content in sales. So you have all this content, but did you know that content can actually help sell for you? We call this assignment selling. And what assignment selling is doing is getting people to buy in more and more into their space, their project, and you. So the way this works is when you have a prospect that's kind of on the fence, or you just want to really make sure that they're bought in, all you're going to do is say, hey, before we hop on this next call, read this blog post that I wrote talking all about building decks and what kind of materials your deck should be made out of. And then that way, when they come back to the call, they are more informed, they're more educated, and they have a better idea and understanding of what it is that they want. And when they do that, they're going to become more and more bought in to their project and the work that you provide. And they're going to trust you a lot more that you're going to be the one to be able to execute on their project. If you have a homeowner that doesn't do this, well, maybe they aren't really a good fit. Maybe they have a hard time following directions. They have a hard time following a certain process. And so it's just a very easy way to create more buy-in between different prospects. And that's it. So just like that, let's jump cameras here again. So just like that, we now have 5 different videos created. Can we pull back up chat? I want to make sure. How is that? Well, give me some feedback on that. Film 5 pieces. Hang on, stream just went down. There we go. Stream's kind of fluctuating here. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. I apologize about that. Are we good? All right, cool. So now that we have our videos and our content, again, in total right now, we've been creating content for all of 20 minutes. I'm now going to send these videos over to myself. So what we'll do here, and the reason that I love Apple products is because the file sharing ability from iPhone to Mac is beautiful. So what we'll do here, let's pull back up the phone. I'm just going to go to Photos. I'm going to select our 5 photos here. AirDrop them to my Mac. Done. Cool. So we got our 5, if I show you this, let's see, potentially. Oops. Sorry, y'all. I'm playing producer and host right now. What is going on here? There we go. Cool. So we got our 5 videos here. What we'll do, we can close out of our phone because we won't need that right now, I don't think. And I'm going to opening up my editing software of choice. Now, I cannot be more clear about this. 99% of editing softwares work the exact same. They are just built slightly differently, one from another. So we have tutorials on iMovie, and we have tutorials on CapCut for your phone. iMovie is great for desktop and iPad. CapCut is awesome for your phone. All of this is preference. Aaron and I have worked side by side with each other for the past 1.5 years. We have used separate editing softwares the entire time because he likes Final Cut, I like DaVinci Resolve. So that is how this kind of breaks down just a little bit. So I just want to make that very, very clear. The reason I use DaVinci Resolve is because I can work super quick in this. And if I'm trying to create content fast, that's what I want to do. So I'm going to import my 5 clips here. It's fine. We can change the frame rate. We can take this and slide this over. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the audio on these. So that's going to be interesting. But we got our first clip here, gets into the timeline. We're going to make this vertical video. So all I'm doing right here is changing the size of the project, and now we're cut. All right. Get to jump over to this editing tab here. And all I'm going to do is start cutting out these edge pieces where I'm not talking. Boom. Let me actually see if I could find a way to, if we go like this, I'm gonna make a choice here, an adjustment Does this work?
And the short answer is, as often as you...
Nice, it does. So you should be able to hear that just a little bit, and I might be able to turn that up as well. Just give me 1 second here if we turn this up.
A question that we get all the time from contractors is, how often should I post on social media?
Cool. All right, so I think you guys can hear that. If you can't, let me know. But I think you guys should be able to. And I'll pull up chat on this tab. All right.
A question that we get all the time from contractors is, how often should I post on social media? And the short answer is, as often as humanly possible. We understand that you have a ton of other issues going on right now in your business, but the biggest way that people are going to find you is through social media. And at the absolute minimum, what we recommend is 1 time per week, just to make sure that you're actually being able to stay consistent and check that box while giving yourself the most opportunities to be seen by your ideal client.
Okay, so there's already a mistake here, and now I have a choice to make, which is what do I do? So the mistake that I made while I was filming this was that I said one day per week instead of once per day. So, however,
Humanly possible. We understand that you have a ton of other issues going on right now in your business, but the biggest way that people are going to find you is through social media.
So realistically, if I wanted to, and just for the speed portion of this, I'm going to keep this clip. I'm going to cut out this entire back end because I'm just expanding on the minimum. But if you really break down to what I say a lot is as often as you absolutely can. And then we can get creative with some of the text here as well. So I'm actually going to cut that because that minimum, like it's a nice to have, but I answered the question already in the first 10 seconds. Next, what we're going to look at is, starting off here, I restate the question.
A question that we get all the time from contractors is, how often should I post on social media?
So here's the thing. A lot of the text that I do, if we go into this and we create this text, how often should I post on social media? And I'm using how I as opposed to how you, because how you, or I'm sorry, should you. We're gonna go should you. I'm not gonna go too deep into it. So I'm just gonna change some of my font here. I like this font, Tahoma. It's just really nice and solid, especially when it's bold. We'll take this, make it black. Getting the first bit of text set up is always interesting. Go to Fusion, do that. We're gonna have some issues here, aren't we? See, and see, why is that doing that? One moment here. Were we having issues here when that happened? Yeah. Why is that? Interesting. Well, that's interesting. This whole thing's kind of breaking on me. What if we did that? I think that works. So this text box. All right, we got backups. It's all right. what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into Photoshop. And I'm going to create a new document. Cool. So this is our document. I'm going to, and for the record, this is how I've created text before in the past. So this is nothing new to me. We're going to go white text, and just to make this very easy to read to start. Cool. Take this, flip back, go here. Question is, how often should you post on social media? We're going to make this bigger. Center up text. We're going to change this little highlight. And we're just going to do this. Just kind of changing the color text a little bit. And now I'm going to create a nice little outline on this. There we go. So now we have, how often should you post on social media? File, export. We're going to export this as a PNG so there's no background. And yes, see, even as a professional, there's still times that technology messes up. So we're going to import media now again, post, delete that, throw this up. Take this, make it a bit bigger, change the position on it. And we got one piece of content down. So where I was going with all this though is a lot of times the text on my post is the exact same as the question itself. So this whole thing right here to start is restating the question.
A question that we get all the time from contractors is, how often should I post on social media?
So that's redundant, and that first part takes about 4 to 5 seconds, and by that point, because it's redundant, there's no need to include it in the video itself. So we're going to make this cut here, and now we're done. So now we just have, how often should you post on social media as the text?
And the short answer is, as often as humanly...
So there's the and, where I say and, the short answer. So we're going to cut out the and.
The short answer is, as often as human... The
Play
short
back.
answer is, as often as humanly possible. We understand that you have a ton of other issues going on right now in your business, but the biggest way that people are going to find you is through social media.
Boom. And there we go. Just like that. One down. One down, slight hiccup, no big deal. Let's go to the next one here. So now we're going to make those exact same cuts because the format and the structure being the question as the text on screen, we're just going to fly through these. So we go here.
All right, the next question is a very common question that we get from contractors when they're just starting off in social media is, what platform should I be posting on? There are 4.
So here we go.
There are 4 that we recommend. Number 1 is going to be Facebook because it's a really great place to focus in on your ideal client. The second one is going to be Instagram because it's a very visual industry for a lot of our contractors that are doing visual work. Number 4 is going to be TikTok, because TikTok is absolutely booming right now, and it's a great way to grow your online presence with zero following. And the fourth is going to be YouTube, because YouTube's going to give you the opportunity to showcase complete project profiles and project walkthroughs of the work that you've completed.
Cool. We're gonna make another cut here. We're good. We're gonna go back to Photoshop here. So now we go back to this text, and I basically just undid everything that I just did. What platforms should I be posting on? That's fine. We're going to take platforms, highlight it, go back, pull our yellow. And I do see that this is going, so I'm going to copy that hex code and paste it here. So now that I have it on the side, so now they're all the same. What platform should I be posting on? Cool, hide that. Modify. Same thing, file, export, export as PNG. Platforms, import. Take this, adjust the size of it again, and the position. All right, that's a bit big. There we go. Boom. And just like that, another piece is down. Let's go over to the next one. And then for this, I'll do a very basic, I'll try to do a very basic editing within a basic text edit within the editing software, just so you guys can familiarize with that. You guys can familiarize yourself with that as well.
When contractors are starting off in social media, one of the things that we see that really hinder them is they don't know what kind of post to make. So we recommend 4 different video types for you to start creating content. Number 1 is basic FAQs. What are the common questions that people ask regarding the work that you do? Take those questions and answer them one by one. Number 2 is going to be client testimonials. You want to really show and there you go. See, there's another edit. So you really want to show and client testimonials.
So there we go. This whole spot is the mistake.
So you really want to show. So you really want to show and highlight.
And now we're just gonna cut and remove that clip.
Testimonials. So you really want to show and highlight the work that you've done, but overall the excitement that your client has had while working with you. Their experience, was it easy? And really be able to tell their story through a client testimonial. It's going to get more people bought in to you and your business. And the third is going to be about us or meet the team videos. Every company has a story, so does every employee, and these videos are really going to humanize you and your company and actually build some trust between you and a prospect who's never even spoken to you before, that you are the right person for their job.
Perfect. So we got another video here. How long was that by chance? That was like 59 seconds or so, give or take, maybe a minute. So let's try this again. If we were to overlay this back on top. What kind of videos should you make for social media? See, now that one worked for some For some reason, that worked again, because that's just what happening. That's what happens with editing sometimes. So we're going to change this text back. I want, where is it? I want Tahoma, make it bold. We're going to keep that white text. I'm now jumping over to a different tab because this is how I have to do some different edits. We want this, videos, color. Nope. Wrong thing, modifiers. Here, we want videos in that electric green. And then we'll go with social media in a bright yellow. Shading tools. We're now going to put a little black outline on this. I go 0.2. So now we're at edit, and there we go. What kind of videos should you make for social media? And then we go to media pool. We've done that. Let's knock out this.
Question number 4 is going to be, how long should my post be? How do I want to start this one? Okay.
So this is all just an intro.
More and more social media platforms are switching over to videos with very different requirements. Yeah, I want to go with that route. All right. More and more social media is pushing video, and every platform has different social media requirements. So what do we recommend for how long your post should be? Well, we recommend that your post should be about a minute in length, because consistently across the board, every platform is going to fit that mold. Facebook Reels will be under a minute. Instagram Reels will be under a minute, YouTube Shorts will be under a minute, as well as TikTok. And as people's attention spans become shorter and shorter, you really need to be able to pack a punch in a quicker amount of time.
Cool.
There we go. That one.
So that was nice. That was a really good one. We'll take this, same thing. We're just going to duplicate it over, just because we know that the format of this is the exact same, which is why I'm duplicating it. So instead of having to recreate that text over and over, like I did for these first 2 text boxes, now by being able to pretty much just copy and paste the format, all we have to do here is take this, what kind of video should you make, which was how long should your videos be? Should your videos be on social media? We're gonna take this, and I want to actually make this a bit bigger. Go to settings. Cool. And we can actually adjust this one as well. I just want to make it slightly bigger. So we're going to steal the exact same format here, go back to that other tab. And so the parts that I highlight, I want to talk about this. The parts that I highlight are the focus words. Whatever, and I don't want that one, yeah. So, of the question, every question is going to have a focus to the question. And that's what I'm trying to pull out and highlight. So, how long should your videos be on social media? So, how long? We're going to do another one here for videos. And then again, we'll go social media. So now whenever somebody reads this, they're reading, how long should your videos be on social media? And it's just wherever, if you were to ask a question and there's a bit of emphasis on, that's what I'm doing. So even this I don't like. I'm going to go back to this social media and I want to make it green. just to kind of create that different breakup. So now that looks a lot different. It looks a lot better. It looks a little bit punchier because that social media text is green. And then lastly, we got this last video here. And just immediately, so as I'm eyeing this up, what do we notice? We notice that there's no audio here in this first few seconds, so we're going to cut that. And then on the end, the exact same thing. This last blip of audio is done. It's just garbage, just filler stuff. So now we will go back and watch the clip.
So you have all this content, but did you know that content can actually help sell for you? We call this assignment selling. And what assignment selling is doing is getting people to buy in more and more into their space, their project, and you. So the way this works is when you have a prospect that's kind of on the fence, or you just want to really make sure that they're bought in, all you're going to do is say, hey, before we hop on this next call, read this blog post that I wrote talking all about building decks and what kind of materials your deck should be made out of. And in that way, when they come back to the call, they are more informed, they're more educated, and they have a better idea and understanding of what it is that they want. And when they do that, they're going to become more and more bought in to their project and the work that you provide. And they're going to trust you a lot more that you're going to be the one to be able to execute on their project. If you have a homeowner that doesn't do this, well, maybe they aren't really a good fit. Maybe they have a hard time following directions. They have a hard time following a certain process. And so it's just a very easy way to create more buy-in between different prospects.
It's good. It's fine. For the sake of this, I'll keep it, just so we can kind of keep it moving. Maybe potentially I would get rid of like that last part because I don't end it well. But overall, I think we're okay. It's not the end of the world. It's still a solid clip. So now we'll go back to here, and we're gonna change up the title of the text and the way that we're gonna do this text. So now it's give your prospect homework to create more buy-in. Whoa. There we go. So now we'll go back to our little color editor here. And the homework is going to go in red. And the reason it's going to go in red is because that is such a triggering word to create more. And just to make it all in the same line, we're going to go create more buy-in. And we're going to make this green. So we are highlighting the negative kind of in red and the positive in green. Because just systematically and within society, that is how those two colors are perceived. So we're going to match that here. So now we have our clips, and that is the editing process. Now editing took a bit longer. We ran into a hiccup once or twice, and that's totally normal. The biggest thing with editing is if you get super frustrated, simply walk away and come back to it later. If it's just a slight annoyance, sometimes you just gotta power through it, or you gotta find other solutions, which is like the Photoshop one that I did as well, and that's just a resource that I knew I had at my disposal to use. So now we're gonna come back over and we're going to export these clips, just kind of one by one. And this was posting. I'm just creating these different locations here. I'm gonna create a new folder. CGTV videos. So we're gonna hit save. And this is just me exporting. Your export is going to be literally probably just one button, and unless you're doing something kind of like this, where you'll create each clip and then just click a little export button. So if we did this next one was platforms. Next one is video types. After that, we had video length. And then lastly was going to be, what did I miss? Render this clip, video length, add to render queue. Okay. And then our very last one was going to be assignment selling. So I'm just going to hit render, which is export. Just kind of let it go here. And that export only exported one and not all of them, so I'll make an adjustment here. And for the record, this is the reason why I love micro content, because what we just did is we just created 5 pieces of content at this point in give or take 50 minutes, because we started at 12:04, it's now 12:53. So it took us essentially 10 minutes to create each post, but we're done for the week. And in that same amount of time, like a single long form YouTube video would have taken you all week to go through. But now, because of how we just structured this and brought this all together, we have all of our posts done and we don't need to worry about it till next week again. So we're done. All of our exports are done. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pull up CGTV videos. So this is just my hard drive. And so what I'm going to look at here is the length. And when we're looking at the length here, I want to make sure that my head's not in the way when I'm pulling this up. I think we'll be all right, but I just want to make sure. Yep, cool. So you can see right here when it's where it says duration, that is length. So this video is 1 minute and 10 seconds. This one's 35, 13, 32, 1 minute exactly. So we only had one video that cannot be a Facebook reel or a YouTube short, but it can still go to Facebook. So what I do is I organize my clips by tags. So I have a color code system in my head. YouTube is red, Facebook is blue, Instagram is purple, and TikTok is green. So because this is 1 minute and 10 seconds, I'm going to put a green tag and a purple tag, which means I can post it essential. And you know what, we'll throw a blue tag in, because you can still upload a video longer than 1 minute to Facebook. It just can't be a Facebook reel, but you can still do it. And then these four, because I know they're all 1 minute or less, we're gonna tag red, we're going to tag green, we're going to tag blue, and we're going to tag purple. Now what this means is that these posts can go to any platform. Again, red is YouTube, green is Instagram, green is TikTok, excuse me, blue is Facebook, purple is Instagram. And the reason that I kind of arrived at those colors is because that's pretty much what their brand colors is. The only one that isn't that is TikTok, but it's fine. I'll use TikTok for green, and it's just a matter of creating a system that works for you. What we can then do is go here, go to rename, and you can actually do this while you're exporting as well. So assignment selling, I'm going to put Monday. Platforms, Tuesday. Posting is going to be Wednesday. Video length will be our post for Thursday, and video types will be Friday. So now I have definitively what I'm going to post every single day. I have my video content for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So now what we'll do is let's just open up. Let's get a new window here, and we'll go to Facebook. I might be logged in. Who am I logged in as? Cool. And all I'm going to do is do a post. We'll post to everybody, add a video, And then if we go to CGTV videos, assignment selling is the first one. When it comes to captions, my captions, and you can tell too with the videos itself, the captions and the actual video text don't change platform to platform. That's some very, very next level stuff that Logan's even said I would need probably 3 of you before we get to that point. So what I'm going to do here is we'll do with the headline in all caps. This makes selling easier. Assignment with a headline and then a 1 or 2 sentence description. So assignment selling is super popular with our clients because it helps their prospects better understand their potential or their project. We'll just go project. Post. And that's it. And then what we'll do, again, the reason I love Macs and things like that is because we have AirDrop. So I'm going to, let me pull back up my phone here. Cool. 1 second, again, playing producer. Nice, so we got the phone pulled up. So what I'm going to do is take these 5 videos, share, AirDrop them back to my phone. And we're going to get a nice little pop-up here in about 10 seconds. And now you can see we have our 5 videos on the phone. Taking this, now that we have our videos, let's shoot back to this. Let's close out of editing, pull back up the phone. Where am I at here? There we go. Create up in the top here, reel, add from the bottom. I click this little plus button, and then let's go. Give your prospects homework to create more buy-in, add that, hit next. Next, because we don't need to make any edits to it because it's already done. Edit cover. And cover is basically just like the preview that people see. So it does take a sec to load. And for the record, we already created 5 pieces of content in under an hour, so we hit the mark. We did that in about 55 minutes-ish or so, which is what I wanted to be. Is this working? We're just going to go over to profile grid, slide this down, make sure we get it nice and in frame. There's the cover. Nice little shot there. Move it again. Done. And then my caption is just going to be, this makes selling easier. It's Instagram, so we want kind of shorter captions here. This makes selling easier, rocket emoji. And then we hit share. And we're done. And that's it. And you just go platform to platform and you do the exact same thing on all of them because they all, by and large, work the same. So that is all I have, and this is just posting right now. Let's shout out to ADM. Let's see if this posts or not. Kick Charge Creative, shout out to you. Let's just keep refreshing here. And there we go. And we're done. That's it. That is what the process is. Can I jump back to the main feed here? Cool. What questions are there? Was that informative? Was that helpful? What are our thoughts here? I know this was definitely a more live training-esque CGTV, but that was again that was a request that I've gotten from several clients of ours. Just kind of like, Mike, what's your process? So I figured this would be a great opportunity to kind of showcase that. Any thoughts, questions, fire emojis? How'd I do? What's the feedback? All right, we will wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. We had a consistent audience all the way around, so I hope that means that I did a pretty good job. If you could, like this stream, share it to other contractors. This is all stuff that's not going away. Video is here, it's here to stay, and social media, now more than ever, is the time to jump on it if you're a contractor and you're in this space because your competition isn't doing it. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.